It's me again, Margaret. And I got a question. All right. Say you buy a bag of chips from your local supermarket, right? And you get home and you open up that bag of chips and say there's a dead rat inside of that bag of chips, okay? I mean, it was airtight. You could feel it. You know, the bag wasn't compressing against your hand or nothing like that, deflating. And you get mad, and then in some people's case, they automatically want to sue somebody, okay? And so just assume you're one of those ones that wants to sue somebody. Okay, so the question I have is, do you sue the supermarket where you bought that bag of chips from, or do you go after the chip manufacturer? I mean, let's be real. You can't say both of them is at fault, okay? I mean, you know, typically, yeah, somebody's going to sue. They're trying to sue everybody. I mean, we're a country that sues. You know, we don't work no more. So we'd rather use other people's money. I get that. But just saying, who would be the one that would be at fault, per se, if there was to be a blame and a compensation? And the reason why I asked that, and I is because I was just reading an article. It was talking about Reverend Al Sharpton marching to the Florida Capitol, protesting the curricular activity in Florida in regards to Black history. I think they call it AP African American Studies. Yeah, that's what I got. All right. And I'm just trying to figure out, I mean, why is this man marching? I mean, knowing what was inside that curricular. I mean, everybody admits. I mean, there's nobody that's saying no, it's not in there. They're just saying, well, it's just part of it. And in most cases, especially political-wise, like the White House and so on, they don't even talk about it. It's like, you bring it up as a question, they just go next. You know, they don't want to talk about that. It's the headline is all they care about. It's the headline. African American History Studies, AP African American Studies. Again, it's the headline they want to talk about. It's not what's inside of it. Just like their COVID bill that they passed, 1.7 trillion, that's really a Green New Deal. I mean, when not even 10% of the money was actually going to like infrastructure or actually going to COVID and so on. No. Okay. And it's crazy is that people will argue with me regardless of the facts, that's no, you know, show it to me. You show it to them and they still deny it. And it's like, you know, I mean, you can't have a conversation with people like that. I don't even care to have a conversation with a person like that. I'm just sorry. If you're not willing to listen but only want to talk, then next. Bye, Felicia. But anywho, I mean, knowing that there is Black queer studies, I mean, all of my boys, I mean, I grew up where I grew up, I was a minority, all right? We traded ketchup packets, mustard packets on the school bus corner, okay, waiting for the school bus. I mean, you know, I'm just saying, my color, I don't care. Anybody wants to discuss and say, well, you're not Black, you shouldn't have a voice about it, kiss my butt, okay? I don't care. I literally don't, okay? But I mean, many of my buds, you know, we talk. None of the guys are like, no, wow, you know, no. I mean, no. Nobody wants their kids to be taught something sexually by a teacher, by someone who gets paid to teach a kid. And I'm sorry, knowledge to sexuality, no, they don't. But still, anyhow, I mean, I'm still questioning the African American studies itself. Like, why? I mean, okay, I understand teaching people history, but like, why are we teaching that kind of history? I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of torn because it's like, in school, people were teaching you for a career, to better your life and so on. So I'm like, all right, but you're gonna spend, a year teaching this when there's only going to be 14 people that's going to grow up and have a career, get paid for working in that type of studies. I don't know. That's just crazy to me. I mean, I believe if a kid cannot pass elementary, that kid cannot pass middle school, they don't need to go to high school. They need to go to a trading school where they can actually learn a career instead of wasting taxpayers' dollars, because we all know high school was like 5 times, 3 times, whatever, more expensive than elementary and middle school together. And I just think it was just wasting a lot of people's time, including the kids' time. I mean, if they can't succeed into those two, it just doesn't make sense. Let's teach them something that does intrigue them while their mind is still developing. But anywho, that's me. But this studies that they're trying to push, again, it's Black queer studies, reparations movement, abolishing prisons. The reparation part, see, that's where the original question comes back. Because, okay, is it the chip manufacturer or is it the store who sold it to you? Who's at fault? I just don't understand that everyone always talks about reparations here in this country in regards to slavery. Never, not once do they mention, much less they dodge every single time you ask them the question in regards to, okay, United States of America is the only country that literally killed their own brothers and sisters fighting over slavery. Britain was the first to really abolish, but they didn't have a civil war like we did. But they never bring up the fact of who sold these people. I mean, it was their own brothers and sisters. And then when we know before slavery, became really popular in, making money, making bread, and these people were primarily slaved in Africa, or they were just murdered, if they didn't want to feed them. And so, anywho, they realized, hey, there's money into it, and so they started selling people. They would, go to war against another tribe, and the warlord would make his decision of what is he going to do with them. And when he realized there was money and also trading for goods and all, and that's what just took place. Regardless of the fact that the word slave is a Slavic word, white of the white, Slavic white, but anywho, slavery all over, and it still exists to this day, but nobody cares. And whenever it talks in regards to slavery, and when it's spoken to about reparations, the hell with the fact that it currently still goes on. The heck with the fact that it's going on in China, and nobody, not one I have found at least. And I sit behind a computer 14 hours a day, but not one they'll talk bad about China or what's going on over there, nor do they ever bring up the fact that, their own ancestors sold their own people. So it goes back to, okay, if you want reparations, okay, whatever. It really technically doesn't affect me. But except whenever you're talking about me having to pay for it. Now, that's where I got my problem. You talking about tax money, already the government, crooks. But anyway, but how are you going to force this country to pay for that when, you got another continent, many of countries that, they sold. The other ones are sold. So, it's just astronomically dumbfounded. I am. of why is it never brought up? Not once. They dodged this every single time, and the problem is they get traction. And I get it, yeah, and it's like they keep constantly repeating and expecting it to be true. And unfortunately, the human brain can accept that. And we see it already. I mean, and I don't want to say idiots and dumb, yeah, but they are. I mean, come on. You cannot listen to something that's on CNN and preach it like it's gospel. It's not, no. And anywho, yeah, it's just bugging the heck out of me. I mean, they're pushing this stuff, and we've always said, always said, politicians are crooks. Me growing up, was born in 78, always told politicians are crooks. And now you have literally one side that now treats their politicians almost as if they're the act of God. And I get on the other side, the right. I am a conservative. Treats God, or many people assume and talk about that, the people on the right treat Trump as a god and all. And no. He's an idiot when he's on Twitter. I would be one of the first ones to say. But I'm also the type, words is words. Actions mean everything to me. And the man's actions, my life was better under Trump. By far. It's not even close. By far. My life was better over Obama. And I took a 50% pay cut during him. I mean, let's be real. 08. 07, 08, 09, yeah, I took a 50% pay cut. And I would rather be in that time than we are right now. And that's so stupidly sad. I just don't understand, and, chances are I'll probably get a couple of comments of, this, that, and the other thing, but spit out facts. Provide some form of facts. I mean, if you're going to go out of your way to make a comment, and comment your facts. Show me some facts. Reading material. And I'm sorry, not sorry. I do not trust MSNBC, especially Joy Reid. I darn sure don't trust anything from CNN. I mean, come on. The National Enquirer is more reputable than CNN. I mean, yeah. ABC, PBS, shoot, almost all of them. I mean, I like Fox, obviously, but, they still get some stuff wrong. A little bit over the top. But, at the same time, be blunt. Like, people love me or people hate me. Because I'm a blunt person. I'm going to shoot you the facts. I don't care about your feelings, You're going to ask me a question, I'm going to give you an answer. I'm not going to coddle you, especially if you're an adult. You're an adult. And these young kids now who don't even know the capital of their own state. Anyways. That's my rant. Peace.